Okay, as promised a couple of weeks ago, this is a follow up video because there's stuff that's happened since the last one, and I wanted to just let you know. Start off with the broken arm, the proximal humerus bone. It was a clean break, fracture, whatever you want to call it. I have gotten out of the sling on July the 7th and had my first 2 rounds of physical therapy, occupational therapy. Once was the first week in July, then one last Thursday before my other medical adventure. The arm is, I can actually reach up a little bit. It's still very difficult, and trying to eat with it really doesn't work. So that's where Mr. Left Hand comes in. Um, I'm going to start back with physical therapy, occupational therapy tomorrow, and then one day next week, and then go back in on the 31st of July to visit the surgeon, and I'm hoping he's going to let me go with that. Now, moving on to other interesting things. As you might have known, I had another surgery last Friday, the 14th, because I had another spot of cancer. It happens. Okay. Somebody said, well, why haven't you done an update since then? Well, you know what? It's like a Jimmy Buffett song. My head hurt. My armpit still stunk. And I just couldn't do much of anything, and there was nothing to report, except that I had noodles all in my hair. This week, we've got a little bit better news and all. We're not getting noodles in the hair, mainly because we don't have that much hair anymore. We're losing that real quick. After surgery last Friday, the diagnosis was squamous cell skin cancer. And it was a lesion, left preauricular skin excision. There. That's your word for the day. Preauricular skin excision. What that means is they did a slice and dice from just over the top of the ear, right there, down to just about the bottom of the ear canal, right there. The dimensions are in centimeters, and 1.2 by 0.9 by 0.4 doesn't really do the justice. I now have a built-in scar on both sides, and of course, the well-dressed man this year will be sporting a scar on both sides of their face. The good thing is, the histologic grade was well differentiated, which they said is good. There was no lymphovascular invasion. There was no perineural invasion. And all margins were negative for invasive carcinoma. So they were happy with that. I'm happy too because, one less thing to worry about. Now, they are going to go before their tumor board next week, just as a formality. But the doctors are saying at this point that the most likely scenario is that they will just keep observation on me. I take that as a positive because they have set the next visit date for the middle of October. So from the middle of July to the middle of October, and they are not referring me to any other oncologists. So that's a positive. I figure if it was something serious, they'd probably tell me to come back in, you know, in a week or two. The stitches are self-dissolving sutures, so eventually those will fall out. I can tell you that this week has been a really good week. My arm is feeling better. The pain and the headaches and the irritation from last week's surgery has gone away. I actually got out of the house today and went and had lunch with my buddy Snoot and Gene the dancing machine. Their birthdays were this week. Snoot had a birthday on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Snoot. And Gino had his birthday today. So happy birthday, Gino. We all got together and had lunch, and Mike Wagner was with us as well. So everything's getting better. I'm going to be getting better. I now have 6 weeks between my last procedure and my next PET scan, which is the 1st of September, the 7th of September. So until then, I'm just going to work on rehabbing my shoulder and still working on getting my taste buds back and getting where I can roll over on my left side and sleep at night, because I'm going to tell you, sleeping on my back for the past 6 weeks has not been, I'm not a back sleeper. I'm a rollover kind of sleeper. So that's been interesting. But anyway, thank you for all of your thoughts. I got a lot of text messages, messages on Facebook and stuff like that, and I appreciate those more than you will ever know. But I got some other friends that need some prayers and thoughts too. They're having some issues. So just keep everybody that's fighting cancer in your prayers and thoughts, because they need it a little bit more than me. I just need to get a little bit more hair, and I need to be able to get my hand to be able to do that by itself without me helping it out. But thanks for everything. Probably the next update will be after the next PET scan in September. And for those of you who were shaking your finger at me for not doing updates, I do apologize, eh? You know, it happens. But I'll leave you with this. If anybody tells you that you need to go out and get a container of Hunt's tomato ketchup ice cream, tell them you'll need to take that under advisement from your surgeon, and don't do it. Y'all take care, have fun, and I'll talk to you again at some point. Thanks again for everything.